one of the things when you're building a club is the quality of the people you surround yourself with. And, it's only 11 months ago that we made all the major changes in the club, and it's really great to have a company like Pepper Money involved for the next 3 years. It's Australia's largest finance company, largest lender outside the banks. Undoubted company, and so from our point of view, it's the sort of people that we want to attract to the club. And also the fact that it's a 3-year deal means that all of our jerseys now locked in for 3 years, back, front, sleeves, etc. So it's a historic day, and as we've said in the press release, it's the largest sponsorship in the club's history. I think that to have a company like this, like Pepper Money, become involved with us at this level is a real statement about where we're going as a club. And you can't win premierships and win games and become the sort of club we want to be without having quality people around you. And we couldn't have asked for a better sponsor than what we've got on board. And that's not platitudes. I've been involved with a lot of sponsors over 30 years. The other thing about a sponsorship is it's interesting because sometimes you'll get sponsors and they want nothing to do with the club, and sometimes you get sponsors that want everything to do with the club. Somewhere in between we've got Mario, who loves his footy and loves the club, but as a businessman and understands what we're trying to do as a business, which is the most important part about it. And, we can talk about the sexy part is talking about players and coaches and everything else, but the real part is talking about what Mario's doing for us as a club, and you can't do it without that. And as I said before, the really exciting thing is that Mario and I get on really, really well. That's very important. And going forward, and I look forward to working with the next 3 or longer years.
Mario, what's attractive to Pepper Money about the West Tigers?
Yeah, we've been part of the West Tigers now for 2 years, and this is going to be our 3rd year obviously coming in, and we've put ourselves in for the next 3 years on top of that. The most exciting part for us is a combination of things. It's not just what the on-field performance is all about. It's actually about the community involvement. For us, it's very much appealing. They have pretty much the same fan base as our customer base, and that is very important for us as well. So it's a bit of an opportunity for us to be able to give back to the community through West Tigers Empower program, the focus on domestic violence, and a number of other community initiatives that really is playing part to what our values are as a business as well.
One of the things we've made really clear is the standards of where we're going, and to see the players buy into that. And obviously off the back of 3 wooden spoons as a club, we need to be better. So the players have really attacked it, really happy with where we're at in terms of fitness levels, training and stuff, and the buy-in from the players, and we're really excited about what's coming.
You mentioned fitness standards there. We saw a report a week or so ago about some players put on notice. Is that the new standard at the Tigers? Has there been a bit of a laying down the law this preseason?
Oh yeah, I guess that hasn't come from us. What we do internally, we keep internal. So I won't make much comment on that, but what I will say is there's standards as a club we're prepared to accept, and we're driving towards that.
A couple of guys still to come back. John Bateman, one of them. Are you confident he will be at the Tigers in 25?
Yeah, I'm actually unsure, to be honest. What I will say though is what's been reported about John is false. I actually haven't had a falling out with John. I've had honest discussions, and I guess in-house discussions around where John's future is, and those discussions will remain private, but the things that have been reported are not true.
Sorry, Richard, just with the deal, what does it mean for the club as far as, like, you've had issues in the past with sponsorship, the performance on the field? Does this mean that you're back, the recruitment, there's a lot of optimism and positivity around the club at the moment? Just how big is this?
Yeah, well, I think when it was only 11 months, we've been involved with it, and the first 2 months of that was settling in, and the first month there was nobody here. So we've had to really hit the ground running. I always say we've stopped the bleeding, which we did, because you obviously saw the press about sponsors and all the rest of it. We replaced all those sponsors with more money in every case and longer terms. That was a statement in itself. So that was really important. I think from the club point of view, we've managed it. We knew after 7 rounds where we were as far as the football team goes, etc., etc. So, we've been working on a steady plan. We say it all the time in the press. No one's going to knock us off the course that we're on, because Benji and I and Barry's been a revelation as well. I've got to say, to have somebody of the quality of Barry O'Farrell involved here is enormous for us. But I always say one thing I'm really proud of, and Mario and I talk about this all the time, because he's very conscious of the quality of his staff and retaining them. 3 years ago, in 2022, we had a staff turnover of 30%. In 2023, we had a staff turnover of 36%. this year we've had a turnover of 9%. Now, if people are unhappy and people are concerned or worried about their futures, they'll be turning over a lot quicker. I haven't come in and cleaned the place out. I've given the people here the opportunity on the field and off the field to show what they can do. And I liken it to a rat in a cage. They go around, they've been working, going round and round and round and round 100 miles an hour, growing great sweat, but going nowhere. We've opened the cage up, and this is what today's about. We're able to do things that nobody believed we can do. We are a huge club. We'll have more juniors next year than Penrith. We're in a situation where we've opened offices in Campbelltown. It's the spread for the area, and certainly Mario's demographics fit in perfectly out there. We're pushing out towards Campbelltown without, from Piermont to Picton. So we're in a really good space and what we've set up to be successful. Bottom line is the team's got to be successful on the field, and Benji and his staff, and we've all put a lot of time into making sure that happens. Now, again, people say that nobody be attracted to West Tigers. Well, they have. Companies like Pepper don't come involved here if they don't believe in the business plan. Zurich, that doesn't become involved with a company like this if it's not in the business plan. And then also, it really annoyed me on the way through when I read in the paper, you ignore it, but no one will come to West Tigers. We can only attract the desperados to West Tigers and the thing. Well, we made eight offers. 6 of them accepted. We only made 8. 2 of them, their clubs reneged on letting them go to another club. In other words, Canberra and Brisbane. So of those 8 people, not one rejected West Tigers. So they have all bought into Benji and what he's doing here. The place on the ladder is not forever. Everybody has bottom periods in the ladder, as did South. Don't ever forget, we took over South with 3 wooden spoons. But if you work harder and have a plan in place, you'll get to the top of it. And that's what today's about. We would never have attracted somebody like Mario if they didn't believe in what we're doing internally. So, look, we've progressed a long way. You can't win games unless you have a plan to win games and you recruit correctly. We've got some great young juniors coming through. We haven't sealed them off. We've allowed them to understand that they're part of the future of what we're doing. So we couldn't be in a better place in the marketplace than we are. And we're so fortunate to have that area we've got. You don't understand how valuable that area through Camden and out to Group 6 and all through to the airport is. And it's growing at a massive 500,000 extra people over the next 5 years. That's our area. We can go from 10,000 to 12 and 13,000 juniors. Then you see where we are. People talk about Penrith and their juniors. The bottom line is our juniors are as good, if not better, and certainly we got great confidence in them coming forward.
What was the biggest attraction for you, Mark?
Look, I think you can see a serious move. So if I put my corporate hat on and from a business perspective, you can see that this club is really transforming from a club that probably has constantly showed resilience, but now they're showing change in incorporating that resilience as well. I think from where we see it is it's got nothing to do with on-field performance, to be honest. If they play well and they do well as a club on field, that's just a bit of a bonus for us. It's about supporting the management team, the club, the players, the coaches, and taking them to the next level. And we want to be part of that. And the way that we're going to show that is, one, obviously through the sponsorship being the financial support, but then there's other things along the line with the community, which is very appealing for us. It's important, and also. For us is not that it's not just the NRL, it's the NRLW as well that we are very proud to support.
Noddy, how does the success or the perception of the NRL team impact on the NRLW team?
Yeah, obviously sharing a facility and seeing the players here training in the pre-season. Obviously, I think we have great success as a club. Obviously, we've probably both been through some difficult times. We don't want to stay in those difficult times for a long time. Having support from Pepper Money, as Mario said, come on board. The community programs that they want to get better at. I suppose we all know we need to be better on the field, but I think we can help each other. I think great success. These guys will start the competition months before the NRLW kicks off. If they start well and go well, there's obviously a confidence and air of belief around the facility, and those players come in with their confidence and belief, and they're players that we continually watch. We go and watch a lot of training. We'll learn off a lot of the NRL players to educate our NRLW players, whether it's coaching staff, members, or high performance players or high performance members, or then physically the players themselves. So yeah, we're one internal club. We rely a lot on each other, and I think we'll get a lot of growth from each other.
Benji, where are you at with locking down Lachlan, Galvin?
Yeah, I think I've said it a few times. One of the things we don't do is discuss recruitment decisions externally. We'll let you do that. You know, one thing we have made clear is we want to keep Lockie at the club for a long time. So I think that says enough.
Benji Shutt, he's the future.
Lockie,
Well, we've got about 10.
Yeah.
We've got 10
he's
blokes-
part of our future.
we've got 10 blokes
And
sitting
from
behind
that
him.
base that Shane touched on before.
Oh, absolutely. We've made it very clear we want to bring as many of our juniors through as possible and then recruit in the holes that we need to fill, which we've done, bringing in 6 or 7 players this season.
Benji, Shane said the place on the ladder, you're not there forever. What gives you the confidence that the Tigers will have a much more fruitful 2025 than the last 3 years?
Oh, well, just, the change and everything. The club's been flipped upside down. Richo's come in. We've made a plan. We've recruited really well. The boys are training really hard, buying into what we're doing. We've got great coaching staff who work hard every day. And with that said, we still got some hard work to do. So we're looking forward to it. We're excited about the season, but that's still 3 or 4 months away of hard work to get into before we get to that.
We're undefeated, by the way.
In terms of new names, I don't know if you saw him, but Sanair was there watching training or whatever, but to have him come back and involved with the club so early, like
Yeah.
to see guys come back early and want to buy in.
One of the best things about all the guys we've signed is they're all trying their hardest to come in as much as possible. Royce Hunt wasn't due back for another 2 weeks. He started 3 weeks early. Taruva's going to come in. He's not required back until January. Jack Bird started a week early. Guys' commitment to getting in early and want to be a part of it. Will Skelton started today. He's not due back for another 2 weeks. Jarrell Skelton, sorry.
Which will sign him.
Yeah, we signed Will as well.
Well,
Sorry,
it's not that
Jarrell.
well, so we'll find
Yeah.
that one.
But you know what I mean? Like, so when you think about that, we're talking about people who are buying into what we're doing and want to be a part of the solution and want to be in for the fight to get us out of where we are. So that reassures me we've signed the right people.
And one of those signings, I don't know if I've heard from you since Terrell Mays joined the club. What did you like about him? What do you like?
Specifically, I liked his aggression in the way he carries the footy. He creates a lot of second phase with offloads. He's a big body who commands a lot of respect from the defensive line. And on top of that, after meeting him, he was here and playing reserve grade when I was playing, and he was a good kid. People said he's a lot different. There was this fake thing around that he didn't want to play footy. I think what he said was misquoted and misinterpreted. He's actually a guy who has normal feelings like everyone else, who says sometimes it's hard, which I admire him for. But at the end of the day, when I sat down with him, he was fully committed to getting us out of where we are and wanted to be a part of it. And we're happy he's coming to us.
Does that resonate with you specifically, Benj? I know in the past you've been quite open about there are times when I need to clock off from footy and be a family man. Terrell's comments were kind of in that vein.
Well, you got to understand, like, it's all good and well saying values out loud, but if you're not living it, then the players see through that. And I've made no secret, like, in my life and in my values, family comes before footy. It's just how it is for me. And I say that to all the players, and they see me live that. And I encourage that from them as well, because when you finish footy, you've only got your family. And you just got to not lose sight of that. As much as we make this out to be a big deal and pressure, well, this pressure's a privilege, but the real pressure's at home with your family.
Got time for a couple more, anybody?
Richo, in terms of the roster's progression, there has been a lot of change. Where do you see it at in terms of that timeline? Do you have the roster you want, or is there still?
Oh, we've got a 3-year plan, which we've been over several times about where we want to be. Every roster we create is about winning the premiership. It's about nothing else. It's not about becoming competitive. It's not about every roster where every club I've been is, and you can't do it straight away. And every club's been on the bottom of the ladder. So, but you've got to dream big, and we want to win. And we'll have 17 players who can win us a premiership. Are we there now? Maybe not. Maybe we'll find out when they run on the field. But certainly we know what we require and what positions we require to win a premiership, and what positions some of our juniors will fill in that 17. Because I always say you need 8 juniors, and I reckon we'll have them. You need your cream. There's no doubt we've got the cream. We've got the best spine in the game, and a backup spine as well. And then on top of what you need is that middle that does all the hard work, the Alex Twales, the Safearts, those type of players to make the 17 up. And we're on the way towards building that over the time. But, we take our time. We don't rush into anybody. When we target somebody, we only target them. We don't do a shotgun. And as I said, we've been successful with all 8 as far as agreeing to contracts, but 2 didn't. So we don't go out there chasing 3 front rowers. When we make an offer, we're after that front rower, for example. So that's where we're at. We're in a good space. We've got to wait to see. These guys have got a chance next year to prove how good they are. They might be the 17. We might have to get the other ex-players we need, but certainly we know what we need.